Welcome back to Age of Empires Mobile. This is Lizard King. I'm bringing you guys a video today that I've been working on for a little while. So today's video is going to be all about Mighty's Empire open field fighting. But what is it about? It is about the heroes that you should target first. Target these heroes first in the open field fights. Mighty's Empire, Civil War, whatever. My name is Lizard King. I've been playing Age of Empires Mobile since the very beginning of the beta. I've had a lot of time to experiment with lots of heroes and test them out. So we're going to jump into the video, and first things first, if the first heroes that you should target are any of the Tavern heroes. And I know in the past that I've said that some of these heroes are good, and I'm not saying that some of them aren't. There's some heroes from here that are great starting points, and they're fine. But look, if you're in the open field and you see any of these primaries, you're getting instant sport. I instant target them. Instant target, easy to kill, not very strong. They're not super crazy. Target these heroes first in the open field. Now, that's kind of an obvious one. We're going to be moving into the second part. Darius, man. If you guys see a Darius primary, swarm that guy down. Like, I don't know what you are doing running a Darius primary. Any of the Gathering heroes, actually, we're just going to throw that in there. If you see any of the Gathering heroes, target them first. Just no questions asked. They're Gathering heroes. Some of them have skills meant for, field fighting. That's fine. That's nice, but they're not meant for field fighting. You can use them in some weird places. If you're like a whale and you have maxed out equipment, you're going to be able to make anything work regardless. But yeah, if you see any of the Gathering heroes, target them first. Now, the next hero that I think you guys should target first in the open field is Richard. Yep. Richard, believe it or not, man. If I see a Richard primary, I know he's not gonna pop off his skill until he reaches 20 stacks, which is a lot of stacks. That's a lot of normal attacks. Richard is getting excuse me. Richard is getting targeted first. He's dated. He's a season 1 meta. You can still use him in where I'm at in my stage of the game, and people still get kills with him. Like, you can still use him. I'm not saying he's benched. He's nowhere near benched. As a matter of fact, when the new Warrior Pikes come out, chances are Richard is just going to be either moved to a second or third slot, or he's going to be moved to a second or third lineup. So target Richard first, and the same goes for Frederick Barbarossa. If you see a Freddy primary, you're good to go to target him. Like, the difference between Freddy and Richard compared to the Tavern heroes is that these heroes still have some viability and good pairings. But yeah, so all of the Gathering heroes, Freddy, Richard, if you see those guys, target them first. You'll get decent trades. If they're a whale, like, obviously, whales have maxed everything, so that's that. The whales are whales, but but comparing to whales is just not right. So the next hero that I think you guys should target first in the open field, again, I'm gonna throw a disclaimer. All of the advice that I give you guys, I only give from my personal experience. This is all from my personal experience in the game. I'm not just yapping and throwing advice, throwing random stuff out there. I'm only gonna make videos and touch on topics that I have personally gone through myself. The next hero that I think you guys should target first in the open field is a Bellevue. If you see a Bellevue primary, if you say Bellevue primary, it's one of two things. It's either a higher spender who has multiple lineups. It's either a higher spender who has multiple, or it's either a higher spender who just has really good equipment and it might be able to work for them. But even still, when I target T7 Bellevues, I still trade pretty decently for someone who's not T7. Bellevue is not a bad hero. I just think Bellevue is strong at 3 lineups or more. Or I think Bellevue is strong if you're doing 2 Archer lineups or more. However, I do not think Bellevue should be a primary. Unless if you're in that situation where you're running 4 lineups or more, or 3 lineups or more, that's fine. Bellevue primary, instant target. Tariq, if you see this guy as a primary, you're good to go to just wreck him. Enough said. Now, another hero that I think you guys should target first in the open field is a Suleiman primary. Suleiman again, like Bellevue, if Suleiman is not necessarily a bad hero, he still has some viability. The thing is that he has some viability. I always target Suleiman primary in the open field. You know, he's just not a super on par hero with what we got today and what we got moving into season 4. Yeah, I target him in the open field. It's easy to kill him. If you see a Suleiman primary, don't be afraid to swarm that sucker down. So, another hero that I think you guys should target first in the open field is a Ronnie. If you guys see a Ronnie in the open field, absolutely, without a doubt, swarm that shorty down. You know, she's just she's easy to kill. It's that simple. I don't know. She's just not that strong of a hero anymore, and she's great. She's great earlier on. She's obviously like better than any of the tavern heroes by a margin. But if you see her primary, swarm her down. Another hero that I think you guys should instant target if you see him in the open field is actually Lu Bu. Yeah, dude, if you guys see a Lu Bu in the open field, swarm him down quick, man. Get him off the field. He has a 5-target circular AoE. You want to get rid of that AoE as soon as possible. Get rid of that AoE. This is an actually interesting one because the whole point of this video was to target heroes that are primaries that are weak. But I threw Lu Bu in here because Lu Bu's 5-target AoE is monstrous. Is just monstrous, and you want to clear that AoE off the field. Help out your team. Benefit the murder ball. Don't be a passive pansy. Go to war. Get this Lu Bu off the field. Now, another hero that I think you guys should target first. I shouldn't have to say this, but Bushra. If you see a Bushra primary, that's just free kill points. That's free kills. Sun Tzu. If you guys see a Sun Tzu in the open field, you can definitely target him first. He's not a super amazing commander yet. Yeah, I target him first if you see him in the open field. El Cid primaries. Target El Cid primaries first. That's awesome. Good idea. The last hero that I'm going to suggest you to target first in the open field if you see as a primary. This one might be a bit of a shocker, but it's actually a Mulan. Mulan is like really glass cannon, and although she is great at outputting damage, if you target her first, you're gonna notice that yeah, she's actually not hard to kill. Yeah, so Mehmed is like kind of a counter to that. Like Mehmed gives Mulan a bit more survivability, but yeah, if you see Mulan in the open field, you're good to target her. Now, there's a lot of other heroes I haven't touched on, and the reason being is that I haven't really seen them in primaries, and I also haven't really targeted them myself. So those are all the heroes that I think you guys should target first in the open field. If you guys like this video, you know what to do. Drop a comment, drop a like, whatever you got to do. But thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Lizard King. See you in the next one. Peace.